Just wait. Utkrishт Prabhu will join, and then we can start the class. Yes, Prabhuji. I will make you a co-host, and then you can share a song, Prabhu.
Sure.
Yes, go ahead, Prabhu.
Just open it up. So today we are doing this song. It is basically known as Radhika Ashtakam. Let me just close my door. So this song is written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Swami, and it's basically the glories of Radhika. Srimati Radharani. There are about 9 verses. You can go ahead to just wanted to read the translation, and then we'll continue with the song. So the first one, her splendorous golden complexion steals the pride of a golden lotus flower, anointed with a tinge of red kumkum. Her sweet fragrance mocks the fame of the aroma of a lotus flower sprinkled with saffron powder. She is fully qualified to fulfill all the desires of the son of the king of the cowherd men. May Sri Radhika bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet. Her amazing and colorful silken garments make the splendor of red color feel ashamed. She is a garden of blossoming flowers, where the maddened bumblebee named Krishna performs amorous pastimes. She worships the sun god daily in order to attain the continual association of her beloved Krishna. May Sri Radhika bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet. Her charming youthful delicacy engages the freshly sprouted leaves. Her refreshing form is worthy of being served by the cooling sandalwood paste, lotus flowers, and camphor. When she touches the master of the gopis, she dispels the burning heat of his lusty desires. May she bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet. Although the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, is adored by other youthful goddesses who are themselves glorified throughout the universe, still she is nowhere near Sri Radhika in the matter of beauty, praiseworthy youthfulness, or other divine feminine appearances. There is nowhere in the material or spiritual worlds that is superior to Radhika in the expression of natural loving pastimes. May Sri Radhika bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet. She is very learned in many transcendental arts, such as performing in the rasa dance, singing, and joking. She is decorated with many divine qualities, such as loving nature, exquisite beauty, and wonderful garments and ornaments. Even among the cowherd damsels of Raja, who are praised by the entire universe, she is the best in every way. May Sri Radhika bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet. She possesses the opulences of eternal youthful beauty, eternal pastimes, and eternal love for Krishna. Her ecstatic feelings of love for Krishna who are also in love with Krishna to temple. She is always attached to meditating on Krishna's beautiful form, ornaments, garments, and pastimes. May Sri Radhika bestow upon her the service of her own lotus feet. She is graced with 8 ecstatic symptoms, sattvika bhav, such as trembling, perspiring, standing up on bodily hairs, tears, faltering of the voice, and so forth. She's adorned with different ecstatic emotional ornaments such as impatience, joy, contrariness, and so forth. She is decorated with beautiful jewels that give total delight to the eyes of Krishna. May Sri Radhika bestow upon the service of her own lotus feet. If she is a part of Krishna even for even half a moment, she becomes stricken with wretched suffering, restlessness, and a multitude of other ecstatic symptoms of separation. When she regains the association of Krishna after some effort, then all of her anguish immediately vanishes. May Shri Radhika bestow upon the service of her own lotus feet. It is very difficult for Parvati and other exalted goddesses to attain even a glimpse of Srimati Radharani, who is dear to Lord Krishna. But if someone glorifies her by reciting these 8 verses, then she is who is delighted by Krishna's continuous associations will grant the sweet nectar of a personal service to the person, who thereby enters the assembly of a similarly delighted girlfriend. So, even though there are 8 verses, it's called Ashtakam, meaning there are 8 verses. The ninth verse is also in Sanskrit known as Falashruti. That's why if you see all the lines of the last are Mahiyam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Radhika. This is the only verse that does not have it. We don't sing this verse. This is just the Falashruti, meaning this verse is actually telling us what are the benefits that one gets by singing this Ashtakam. And that is that by if someone glorifies her by reciting these 8 verses, then she who is delighted by Krishna's continuous association will grant the sweet nectar of a personal service to that person, who thereby enters the assembly of a similarly delighted girlfriends. So we'll begin with the tune. It basically has 2 parts. Basically, like again, it goes higher if needed. So um, once I can see here. So I'll not sing yet. I'll just go through the pronunciation of the couple 2 3 verses, and then we'll sing that, and then from there we can see what next needs to be done. So I'll say the words, and then when I pause, you guys can repeat after that. So kun kumakta kanchanabja
कुङ्कुमात्मकाञ्चनाब्ज
garvahari gaurabha.
गर्वहारि गौरभ.
So let's not sing it yet. We'll go through the tune. It's not a problem. Just get the pronunciations correct. Um, Pitanan Chitab Jagandha Kirti Nindi Saurabha
कीर्तिनिन्दि सौरभ
Balla Vesha Sunu Sarva
पल्लवेश सूनु सर्व
Vanchitartha Sadhika
वाञ्छितार्थ साधिका
Mahiyam Atma Pada Padma
मह्यम आत्मपाद पद्म
Dasya Dastu Radhika
दास्य दास्तु राधिका
Gauravinda Kanti Nindi
गौरविन्द कान्ति निन्दि
Chitrapatta Sathika
चित्रपथ साधिका
Krishna Matta Bringa Keli
कृष्णमत्त केलि
Pulla Pushpa Vatika
फूल पुष्प वाटिका
Krishna Nitya Sangamartha
कृष्ण नित्य संगमार्थ
Padma Bandhu Radhika
पद्म बंधु राधिका
Mayam Atma Pada Padma
मह्यमात्म पाद पद्म
Dasya Dastu Radhika
दास्य दास्तु राधिका
Saukumarya Shrishta Palla
सौकुमार शिष्टपल्ल
Vali Kirti Nigraha
बाली कीर्ति निग्रह
Chandra Chanda Notpala Pale
चंद्र चंदनोत्पले
Hindu Saviors, Chandra Chanda Notpalendu
चंद्र चंदनोत्पलेन्दु
Sevya Sita Vigraha
सेव्य शीत विग्रह
Swabhimarsha Ballavisha
स्वाभिमर्श भवल्लवीश
Kamatapa Badika
कामताप बाधिका
Mayam Atma Pada Padma
मह्यमात्म पाद पद्म
Dasya Dastu Radhika
दास्य दास्तु राधिका
Vishwavandha Yogatabhi
विश्ववन्द्य रमादि
Vanditapi Yarama
वन्दितापिया
Rupa Navya Yovanadi
रूपनव्य यौवनादि
Sampadana sampadana yatsama.
Sampadana yatsama.
Shila harda leelaya cha
Shila Leelaya cha
sayatosti nadika
Sayatosti Nadika
mayyam atma pada padma
Mahya Atma Pada Padma
dasya dastu radhika.
Tasya Dastu Radhika.
So we'll go with the singing. Have you guys done this song before?
No.
No. Okay.
No, Mataji just taught the first one last class.
Did she teach the high version or low version?
The high
She
version.
didn't teach this song.
Oh, she taught it for a little bit, I think. Only for
Yeah, she did half on the other
Yeah.
day.
Okay. So that basically, as I've heard from Bhakti Swami, there are two versions. So like version in the sense like if you see the video that she may have sent, or I'm not sure if she has sent yet or not, but it starts very high. So that's actually the second, basically the second version of singing it. So you would sing like the first verse, the first whole thing, first stanza, you will sing low, and then second one you can go high, third one you can go low. So it gives a variation. We'll go with just the low versions for the first four, and then the higher versions we can do later. So let's start. Um, Kumkumapta kanchanabja
Kumakanjanabja
Arvahari Gaurava.
Garbhahari Gaurava.
Is that too high or we need to go lower? Go lower. Okay. Sorry. Kumkumapta kanchanabja
Kunkumatmakanjanabja
Garvahari Gaurabha
Garbhahari Gaurava
Pitananchitabja Gandha
Pitananchitabja
Ganda
Kirti Nindi Saurabha
Kirtinindi Saurabha
Ballavesha Sunu Sarva
Ballavesha Sunu Sarva
Vanchitartha Sadhika
Vanchitartha
Sadhika
Mayam Atma Pada Padma
Ayamatma Pada Padma
Dasya Dastu Radhika
Dasya
Dastu
Radhika
Gauravinda Kanti Nindi
Gauravinda
Kanti Nindi
Chitrapatta Sadhika
Chitrapada Sadhika
Krishna Matta Bhringa Keli
Krishna Mahatma Bringakeli
Fulla Pushpa Vatika
Pula Pushpa Vatika
Krishna Nitya Sangamartha
Krishna Nitya
Samhita
Padma Bandhu Radhika
Padma Bandhu Radhika
Ayam Atma Pada Padma
Madhyamatma Pada
Padma
Dastu Radhika
Dasya dastu Radhika.
Madhyashishtapalla
Varshashtavala
Valikirti Nigraha
Valikirti Graha
Chandra Chandanophalendu
Chandra Chandanotpalendu
Chandra Chandanophalendu
Chandra Chandranotpalendu
Sevyasita Vigraha
Sita Vigraha
Swabhimarsha Ballavisha
Swavimarsha Valladisha
Kamatapabadhika
Kamatapabadhika
Mayam Atma Padapadma
Mayamatmapada
Dasya Dastu Radhika
Dasya dastu Radhika
Vandhyayavatabi
Vishwavandhayovatabi
Vanditapi Rama
Vandita Piya Rama
Rupanavyayavanadi
Rupanavyayanadi
Sampadhanayatama
Sampadhanayatama
Shilahardalilayacha
Shilahardalilayacha
Ayatosti Nadhika
Dayatostinadhika
Ayyam Atma Pada Padma
Mayyamatmapadma
Dasya Dastu Radhika.
Dasya dastu Radhika
So now I'll sing the whole line and you can repeat. Kumkumakta Kanchanabja Garvahari Gaurabha
Kumkumatmakanchana Garvahari Gaurabha
So the first line, just make sure it's kun, not kun kum. Right? The basically it's how it's the end. Look at this. Right? This is usually in Hindi is known as kum kum. Right? But here actually the way it's written with the end line that actually is like M, but it's not really pronounced that way. Yeah. And also make sure that when you're singing, right, that after that Kumkumata Kanchanabja, it's a bit of a dip and then coming back. Again, Kumkumata Kanchanabja Garvahari Gaurabha
Kumkumatkanchanaabja Garvahari Gaurabha
Vijananchitapjagandha Kirtinindi Saurabha
Kirtananchitabja Gandha Nindi Saurabha
Vijananchitapjagandha Kirtinindi Saurabha वल्लवेश सूनु सर्व वंचितार्थ साधिका
Balavesh Sarva Sadhika.
वल्लवेश सूनु सर्व वंचितार्थ साधिका
Balavesh Sarva Vanchitartha Sadhika.
मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तुराधिका
Mayyamatmapadapadma Tasya Dasturajika.
मह्यम् आत्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तुराधिका
Mayyamatmapadapadma Tasya Dasturajika.
गौरविन्दकान्तिनिन्दि चित्रपटशाटिका
Gauravindakanti Vichitrapartha Sadhika.
कृष्णमट्टभृङ्गकेलि फुल्लपुष्पवाटिका
Krishna Matapringakeli Pushpavatika.
कृष्णनित्यसङ्गमर्थ पद्मबन्धुराधिका
Krishna Nityasangamatma Padmabandhuradhika.
मह्यम् आत्मपादपद्म अत्यदास्तुराधिका
Mayyamatmapadapadma Tasya Dasturajika.
The last line, it's not like the first line. It's not like Mayam Atma Pada Padma. It doesn't start that low. Mayam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dasturadhika
Mayyamatmapadapadma Tasya Dasturajika.
Saukumarya Shrishta Palla Valikirti Nigraha
Sakumarya Shishtapalla Valikirti Nigraha.
The question. Go ahead.
Saukamarya
Have a
Shrishta
question.
Valikirti Nigraha.
Saukumarya Shrishta Palla Valikirti Nigraha
Saukumarya Shishtapalla Valikirti Nigraha.
Chandranotpalendu Sevyasita Vigraha
Chandra Chandanovalendu Sevyasita Vigraha.
Swadhinasha Ballavisha Kamatapadhika
Paramarsha Ballavisha Kamatapadhika. Vimarshabalavisha Kamatapadika
Mayam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dasturadhika
Mayamapadpadma Dasya Dasturabhika
Vishwavandhayovataabhi Vandita Piyarama
Vishwavandhyo Vatavi Vandita Piyarama
Rupanavyayavanadi Sampadanayatsama
Rupanavyayavanadi Sampadanayatsama
Shilahardalilayacha Sayatosti Nadhika
Sriladalilayacha Sayatostinadika
Ayamatma Padma Dasya Dasturaya
Ayamatmapadma Dasya Dasturadhika
So anyone wants to try the first verse?
Can I do it?
Sure, go ahead.
Kumkumakta kanchanabja garvahari ghaurabha pitananchi babja gandha kirti nindi saurabha balavesha shunu sarga vanchitartha sadhika Mahyamatma Pada Padma Dasya Dasturadhika.
Very good. Yeah, that's actually very good. Anyone else? Second verse?
Can I go, Prabhuji?
Sure, go ahead.
Gauravinda Kanti Nindi Chitrapata Satika Krishna Mata Brinka Keli Pula Pushpavatika Krishna Nitya Sangamarta Padma Bandhuradhika Mahyamatma Pada Padma Dasya Dasturadhika.
So it goes low. Dasya Dasturadhika. It goes down.
Dasya Dasturadhika.
Yeah. Anyone else wants to go?
Chaitanya.
Can I go, Prabhu? This is Vishaka. Can I go?
Sorry, who?
Vishaka.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Kumaya Shishtapalla Valikiti Negraha Chandra Chandanotpalendu Devyasita Vigraha Abhimarsha Ballavisha Kamatapapadika Mayyamatma Pada Padma Dasya Dasturadhika.
Very good. That's perfect.
Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya would like to try.
Yeah, go ahead.
Vishwavindyayovatati Vanditapiyarama Rupanavyayovanati Sampadanayatsama Shilahadalilayacha सायतोऽस्ति नाथिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका.
Very good.
And Srilalita, try.
Sure, go ahead. Which one?
First.
Sure, go ahead.
कुङ्कुमाब्ज काञ्चनाब्ज गर्वहारि गौरवा पीतनाञ्चिताब्ज गन्ध कीर्तिनिन्दी सौरभा पल्लवेश सूनु सर्वा वाञ्छितार्थ साधिका मह्यमात्म पादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका.
That was very good. Anyone else wants to do?
Hare Krishna, Kunacha.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gauravinda Kanti Nindi Chitrapata Satika Krishna Mata Bringa Keli Pula Pushpavatika Krishna Nitya Sangamarta Pada Padma Bandhuradhika Mayamatma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Radhika.
Anyone else? Okay, so I'll just sing these two verses. You guys can see it. I'll just hear it once, and then we'll move on to the Samhita. So, Kumarya Shrishta Palla Vali Kirti Nigraha Chandra Chandanotpalendu Sevya Sita Vigraha Swabhimasha Ballavisha Kamatapabadhika Mayam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Radhika Vishwavandhayovatabi Vandita Piyarama Rupanavyayovanadi Sampadana Samam Shilahardalilayacha Sayatosti Nadhika Mayam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Radhika. Anyways, so that's the four verses, and then there are four more verses. Yes, you're raising your hand. Go ahead, Srilata. Sorry, Shrilata.
Can I sing the second?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Gauravinda Kanti Nindi Chitrapata Satika Krishna Mata Hringa Keli Phula Pushpavatika Krishna Nitya Sangamarta Padma Bandhuradhika Mahyamatma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Radhika.
Perfect. Good job. So let's move on. Yeah, we'll move on to the Samhita. Let me get that out. Okay, so before we go on, you guys have done this verse, right? Premanjana Shrita?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And this is where you need to do now?
Yeah, we need
Yes.
to do this one.
So we got time. Okay, so we'll do this once. I'll sing one line again, and you guys can repeat, and then we'll go on to the next one. Actually, why don't you guys say this verse, and then I'll see. Go ahead and say this verse.
जनचरितभक्तिविलोचनेन स्यात् सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणास्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Sham, you have a question?
I just want to sing the verse.
Go ahead.
प्रेमाञ्जनचुरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्तः सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
I want to sing this verse. We can try it later. Let's move on to the other verses, and then you guys can also say that one as well. So,
Okay.
So I'll say like half of it, and then you guys actually I'll say one line and you guys can repeat. Rama di murti shukala. Go ahead.
रामादिमूर्तिशुकला
So don't forget it's Rama. Rama di murti shukala.
रामादिमूर्तिशुकला
Niyamena tishthan.
नियमेन दृष्टान्
Nanavataramakaru.
नानावतारमकरोत्
Bhuvaneshu kintu.
भुवनेषु किन्तु
Krishna swayam samabhavat.
कृष्णा स्वयं समभवत्
Paramah pumanyo.
परमात्मन्यो
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
I do the whole thing. Ramadi murti shukala niyamena tishthan.
रामादिमृत्युशुकलानियमेन तिष्ठन्.
So just make sure when you're singing kala, going a bit low. Rama Vimurti Shukala Niyamena Tistham.
रामादिमृत्युशुकलानियमेन तिष्ठन्.
Makaru Bhuvaneshu Kintu.
नानावतारमकरोद्भवेषु किन्तु
Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramapumanyo.
कृष्णा स्वयं समभवत् परमपुराणो
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Sham, you have a question? Next one. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato.
यस्य प्रभावतो
Jagadanda Koti.
जगदन्तकोटि
Kotishvashesha Vasudhadi.
कोटिशेषवसुधानि
Vibhuti Bhinnam.
विभूतिभिन्नम्
Tadbrahmanishkalamanantamashesha Bhutam.
तद्ब्रह्मनिष्कलमनन्तमशेषभूतम्
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
You can go line by line only. So Yasya यस्य प्रभा प्रभवतो जगदण्डकोटि
यस्य प्रभावप्रभवतो जगदण्डकोटि
कोटिष्वशेषवसुधादिविभूतिभिन्नम्
कोटिश्वरश्वसुधादिविभूतिभिन्नम्
तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमनन्तमशेषभूतम्
तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमनन्तमशेषभूतम्
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
माया हि यस्य जगदण्डशतानि सूते
मया हि यस्य जगदण्डशतानिसूते
त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेदवितायमाना
त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेदवितायमाना
तत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वं विशुद्धसत्त्वम्
सत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वं विशुद्धसत्त्वम्
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
माया हि यस्य जगदण्डशतानि सूते
मया हि यस्य जगदण्डसूते
त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेदवितायमाना
त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेदवितायमाना
तत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वं विशुद्धसत्त्वम्
सत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वं विशुद्धसत्त्वम्
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
What was it? Yeah. आनन्दचिन्मयरसात्मतया मनाशु
आनन्दचिन्मयरसात्मतया मनाशु
यः प्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरतामुपेत्य
प्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरतामुपेत्य
लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयत्यजस्रम्
लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयत्यजस्रम्
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
आनन्दचिन्मयरसात्मतया मनाशु
आनन्दचिन्मयरसात्मनः
यः प्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरतामुपेत्य
प्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरतामुपेत्य
लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयत्यजस्रम्
लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयास्यम्
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोलोकनाम्नि निजधाम्नि तले च तस्य
गोलोकनाम्नि निजधाम्नि तले च तस्य
देवी महेश हरिधामि तेषु तेषु
देवी महर्षहरिधाममेषु तेषु तेषु
ते ते प्रभावनिचया विहितश्च येन
ते ते प्रभावनिचयाहिताशनेन
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं भजामि
ओ लोकनाम्नि निजधाम्नि तले च तस्य
गोलोकनाम्नि निजनाम्नि तले च तस्य
देवी महेश हरिधाम सुतेषु तेषु
देवी महर्ष हरिधाम श्रुतेषु तेषु
एते प्रभावनिचया विहिताश्च येन
ते ते प्रभावनिचयाहिताश्चनेन
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
So, with 5 verses. So whoever would like to sing, so go ahead and raise your hand. So it's much easier for me to see. And then we'll go verse by verse. So Shyam, go ahead. You can sing this one.
रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठन् नानावतारमकरोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्ण स्वयं समभवत् परमात्मन् यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Good. Vishaka, go ahead.
यस्य प्रभा प्रभवतो कोटिष्वशेषवसुधादिविभूतिवीनां तद्ब्रह्मनिष्कलमनन्तमशेषभूतां गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तमहं भजामि.
Very good. Just this word is not bhinnam, it's bhinnam. So bhinnam. Okay. Go ahead, Krishna Chaitanya.
माया हि यस्य जगदण्डशतानि सूते त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेदविधायमाना सत्त्वावलम्बिवरसत्त्वविशुद्धसत्त्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Very good. Go ahead as well.
आनन्दचिन्मयरसत्मतया मनास्फु यप्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरन्तम् उपेत्य लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयाति अजास्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
So let's break this down. This word, it's smaratam, not smaratam. Right? You see that you see that line on top of it, right? Smaratam. This verse actually, see, the verse is Jayati Ajasram. Sorry. Jayati Ajasram. However, in Sanskrit, when you have I and A together, they become Jayatya. So it's not Jayati Ajasram.
One word.
Jayatya. Yes, if you see in Sanskrit right here, I don't know if you can read, but it's actually one word. It's Jayatya.
Yeah, it's connected.
Right. Correct. So this is Jayatya, not Jayati. The word actually is Jayati, but when we are singing, when you pronounce it, doing the pronunciation, it's Jayatya. So Leela Itena Bhuvanani Jayatya Govindamani. Like that. Okay?
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. That's why we are reading this. And then this is Smaratam, not Smaratam. So
okay, Smaratam. Yeah, I missed that line. I know that. You
want to go again on this one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ananda Chinmaya Rasatmataya Manashu Ya Praninam Pratifalam Smaratam Upetya Leelayitena Bhuvanani Jayatya Jasram Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Yeah, much better. Again, Leela. So there's a line,
Lila.
right? Leela Yitena and Manasu. So when you have, see, when in Sanskrit, when there's a dot under the H, it's Manah. The H is a bit more emphasized. But because this is not the last, there is the word Su, it's Manasu. It's given a bit more emphasis. Keep that. Yeah, just keep that in mind.
Got it.
Okay. Very good overall. Anyone else? Shri Radhika, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to sing this?
No. Ananda.
Okay. Go ahead.
आनन्दचिन्मयरसात्मतया मनस्सु यः प्राणिनां प्रतिफलन् स्मरतामुपेत्य लीलायितेन भुवनानि जस्त्रम् अजस्त्रम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Good. Very good. Same thing. Manasu. Mana. The H is the bottom. It's a bit more emphasis. And same thing here. Jayatya Jasram. So basically, instead of look at it as how you would read. How can I show this? Hold on, let me show you guys. Probably let's see. Let me show you. So here we have, right? So I'll copy this word. You can see the notepad, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So here's the word. So instead of the word being Jayati Ajasram, basically the I and the A, they combine to make Y. And then the A stays. So how would you read this word? Jayatya Jasram. Sorry, Jayata Ajasram, right? So that's what's happening right here. It's not, don't get confused because they're two different words and there's a gap in the middle. It's basically this. Take the gap out and that's your word. So if you read the whole verse, I'll copy it in the file only, so it's much easier instead of going back and forth. So we have this. Leela Yitena Bhuvanani Jayatya Jasram. Right? So instead of keeping that break, read it like this. Leela Yitena Bhuvanani Jayatya Jasram. Jayatya Jasram. So that's how you would say it. Let's go back to this. Anyone else? Anirudh, go ahead. Which one you want to do the fifth one?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Kolokanamni nijadhamni tale chatasya devi mahesha haridhama shuteshu te te prabhava nijaya vihitasyanena govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Very good. Ujjwal, you have a question? So these are the five verses that we did from Ramadi.
I know how to say that one.
Which one?
This one. Wait, no. Go up. The first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. If you want to sing that, you can go ahead.
I can try it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rami Damurti Kalani. Wait, I don't know how to say the first line.
That's fine. We'll do it. So Rama Di.
Rama.
Rama Di.
Rama Di.
Yeah. Murtishu.
Mortisha.
Kala
Kala.
Niyamena
Niyamena.
Tishtan.
Teshtan.
Yes.
Ramita Murutishu Kala Niyamena Teshtan. Nanavatarama Bhuvaneshu Kichantu. Kintu Krishna Swayam Sambhava Paramaha Paramapumanyo Govindamadipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead. Sri
रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठन् नानावतारमकरोद्भवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णः स्वयं समभवत् परमः पुमान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Very good. So we'll end the class here. So go ahead and practice the Sri Radhika Ashtakam and also these 5 verses until Kolokanami. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare